Walk into any gym today and you'll see something that would have been unthinkable just a decade ago. Men doing hip thrusts, Bulgarian split squats, and glute bridges with the same intensity they once reserved for bench press. The fitness world has undergone a massive shift, and it's all about the glutes. But why are men suddenly obsessed with building their backside? The answer lies in cutting-edge sports science, injury prevention research, and performance optimization that's changing everything we thought we knew about male fitness. The athletic performance revolution. The glute focus isn't just a trend, it's a performance revolution backed by serious science. Research published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research shows that weak glutes are the hidden culprit behind decreased athletic performance across virtually every sport. Your glutes are your body's powerhouse, generating more force than any other muscle group. Professional athletes discovered this years ago. NFL players now spend 30% of their training time on glute activation and strengthening. NBA players attribute their explosive jumping ability to glute training. Even Olympic sprinters have restructured their programs around glute development because these muscles are responsible for hip extension, the primary driver of speed and power. The gluteus maximus is the largest muscle in your body, and when it's firing properly, it transforms your entire kinetic chain. Every step you take, every jump you make, every sprint you execute, it all starts with your glutes. Men who've ignored glute training have essentially been driving a sports car with the parking brake on, the injury prevention game changer. Here's where the science gets really compelling. Physical therapy research has identified weak glutes as the root cause of the most common injuries plaguing active men: knee pain, lower back issues, and hip problems. When your glutes aren't doing their job, other muscles compensate, creating a cascade of dysfunction throughout your body. The phenomenon is called glute amnesia, or dead butt syndrome, and it's epidemic among men who spend hours sitting at desks. Your glutes literally forget how to activate properly, forcing your hamstrings, hip flexors, and lower back to pick up the slack. This compensation pattern leads to overuse injuries, chronic pain, and decreased performance. Studies from the American Journal of Sports Medicine demonstrate that men with stronger glutes have 70% fewer knee injuries and 60% less lower back pain. The research is so compelling that major sports medicine clinics now consider glute strength assessment a standard part of injury screening. The aesthetic appeal. Why glutes are the new six-pack. The aesthetic landscape has shifted dramatically. Social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok have redefined what an attractive male physique looks like. The dad bod is out, and the athletic, well-rounded physique is in, literally. Women consistently rate men with developed glutes as more attractive, associating the look with athleticism, health, and genetic fitness. This isn't just vanity. A strong, well-developed posterior signals physical capability and health. The V-taper obsession of the 80s and 90s has evolved into a more balanced aesthetic that emphasizes functional strength and overall body composition. Glute development creates the illusion of a smaller waist, broader shoulders, and more athletic proportions. Understanding glute anatomy is crucial for effective training. You have three main glute muscles: the gluteus maximus, medius, and minimus. Each requires specific exercises and training approaches. The maximus is responsible for hip extension and external rotation, while the medius and minimus provide stability and prevent knee collapse. Research from the International Journal of Sports Physical Therapy shows that traditional exercises like squats and deadlifts, while beneficial, don't maximally activate all three glute muscles. This is why targeted glute exercises have become essential. Hip thrusts, for example, produce 69% more glute activation than squats, according to EMG studies. The key is progressive overload combined with variety. Your glutes respond best to a mix of heavy compound movements, isolation exercises, and activation work. Men need to train their glutes 2 to 3 times per week with adequate recovery between sessions. The muscle fiber composition of the glutes allows for frequent training, but intensity must be managed carefully. If you've already been training your glutes, drop a comment on your favorite glute exercise and why. Breaking the stigma. Why glute gains aren't just for women. The biggest barrier to male glute training has been cultural stigma. Many men avoided exercises like hip thrusts or glute bridges because they were perceived as feminine. This mindset has cost countless men their athletic potential and physical health. Professional sports have shattered this stigma. When you see 300-pound NFL linemen doing glute bridges and hip thrusts, it becomes clear that these exercises are about performance, not aesthetics. The military has integrated glute training into standard fitness protocols because strong glutes improve soldier performance and reduce injury rates. The shift represents a maturation of fitness culture. Men are moving beyond ego-driven training toward evidence-based programming. The guys getting the best results are the ones willing to swallow their pride and do the work, regardless of how it looks. If you've watched this far and find value, hit the like button and share it with a friend. Now, let's get back to the topic. The functional movement connection. Modern life is destroying our glutes. Extended sitting, forward head posture, and lack of varied movement patterns create postural imbalances that shut down glute function. This affects everything from how you walk to how you sleep. Functional movement specialists have identified the glutes as the cornerstone of proper movement patterns. When your glutes fire correctly, your entire body moves more efficiently, your gait improves, your posture straightens, and your risk of injury plummets. The research shows that men who prioritize glute training experience improved sleep quality, better digestion, and reduced stress levels. Strong glutes support proper spinal alignment, which affects nervous system function and overall health. The performance metrics that matter. The data doesn't lie. Men who train their glutes see measurable improvements across multiple performance metrics. Vertical jump increases by an average of 8 to 12%. Sprint times improve by 3 to 7%. Lower body strength gains accelerate when the glutes are properly activated. But the benefits extend beyond raw performance. Balance and coordination improve dramatically. Proprioception, your body's sense of position in space, becomes more refined. These improvements translate to better performance in every physical activity, from playing with your kids to weekend warrior sports. The training evolution. The most successful men are those who've adapted their training to include comprehensive glute development. This means moving beyond traditional bodybuilding splits toward more functional, performance-based programming. The modern approach combines strength training with mobility work, activation exercises with heavy lifting, and bilateral movements with unilateral challenges. It's not about replacing traditional exercises, but enhancing them with targeted glute work. The future of male fitness. We're witnessing a fundamental shift in how men approach fitness. The focus is moving from purely aesthetic goals toward functional strength, injury prevention, and long-term health. Glute training represents this evolution. It's where performance meets aesthetics, where science meets results. The men who embrace this shift will be the ones who maintain their physical capabilities well into their later years. They'll be the ones who can still play sports with their grandchildren, who avoid the chronic pain that plagues so many aging men, and who maintain their confidence and vitality throughout their lives. So, the glute revolution isn't a fad. It's a return to what the human body was designed to do. For too long, men have neglected their most powerful muscle group, paying the price in performance, health, and aesthetics. The science is clear. Strong glutes are the foundation of a strong, healthy, attractive male physique. Whether you're an athlete looking to maximize performance, a weekend warrior trying to stay injury-free, or someone who simply wants to look and feel better, glute training isn't optional anymore. It's essential. The question isn't whether you should train your glutes, but how quickly you can start seeing the life-changing benefits. Subscribe for more expert advice and fitness content. For a step-by-step breakdown of the best glute exercises for men and how to properly perform them, check out this video.